Hey everybody, welcome back to the Westwood Living Podcast Network. Tom Leyden with you, and I get a big kick out of this because as I meet new people and I ask them their names, of course I ask, what's your first name, what's your last name? And the gentleman sitting across from me goes, Will C. End, stop, period. And I'm like, that's it? He goes, yeah. So Will C.
Yes, that's me.
Give me a little background.
Hello, everyone. My name is Will C. We'll see how well you remember that. I am currently working for Hale Education. I came here about 3 years ago. My educational consulting group, the Perrone-Sizer Institute, merged with Hale. And while I was working there, we do a lot of creative leadership techniques. They said, hey, we really appreciate your work. Why don't you be the artist in residence? And so then I developed a role as the artist in residence at Hale, and then that transformed into me currently being the director of creative inclusion.
Fantastic. So I walked through the doors this morning as we were about to record this, and I saw the collection of 5 people in the office, and I just very innocently asked, so do you ever get a deep breath? And collectively, they're like, no.
Yes, I thought they all collectively took a deep breath to say no. We work really hard here to provide lots of opportunities for youth. And we're mostly known for summer camps and programming, but also we do lots of rope course, team building activities out here. We do educational consulting. We have Intrepid Academy, which is a semester program where we bring students from the inner city. So there's a lot going on at Hale all the time.
And there really is no downtime because, yes, we're through the summer camp season now, but now we're turning the page. Specifically, which drew me in today is to talk about the Steam Kettle Music Festival, which is scheduled for September 28th, and that's something that you took under your control. I know it's a team effort, but it takes
Absolutely
some leadership, right?
Effort.
And,
yes.
you know, it started in 2018, and then, of course, the pandemic affected everybody. Mm-hmm. But after the pandemic cleared, so to speak, brought you aboard. You've been here 3 years, like you said. Take me through the growth of the Steam Kettle Music Festival.
So Steam Kettle was this festival, music festival that happened before I got here. It was a 100-year celebration of Hale, and I think it was content leaving it at that. But one of the things once I was hired and started doing the artist in residence work and director of creative inclusion was, what are some ways that we can use the arts to bring people out to nature? And how do we do that in a way that's creative? So there are some people who have access to the woods, but there are others who have never experienced what we have to offer in these 1,200 acres. So why not bring back Steam Kettle Music Festival? Nice. And originally, it was one stage with a number of acts, but we thought, what if we treat the pavilions in the woods like the porches at Porch Fest?
I love it.
And just create multiple stages where there's multiple musical acts. And that way we can provide a lot more music programming, highlight some local musical acts, and also have a great time.
So I teed you up and I said, okay, will you be able to talk about all these acts? You're like, oh yeah, I booked all of them. So,
yeah, well, there's a selection committee. So in order to be an act, you have to fill out an application. You go through a rigorous process, making sure that you are capable of performing a set of the caliber that we're looking for. Then we take that to a committee. The committee selects the top acts according to whatever criteria that we're looking for. And so, yes, I know a lot about these acts. And some I don't know much about because I've never met them before other than through their application and our correspondence.
So September 28th from 11:30 to 6:30 is when this music festival will be going on. And let's just talk about some of the acts that will be here. I'll just tee it up for you to walk us through some of the people you're looking forward to hearing.
One of Hale's favorite acts, at least for me, is Three at Home. Three at Home has performed a number of times at Hale. I'll spoil a little bit of their name. All of the band members have 3 other people at home that they end up leaving when they go do their gigs, and that's how awesome. They got their name.
Cool.
So, but an amazing band, amazing spirit with a lot of thoughtful content, and they will be on the main stage this year. Also, we have Lee Wilson, who's a DJ who's new to me, but looking at his application and listening to the music on Spotify, I cannot stop dancing around my house, cleaning and cooking. Also, I don't know if you know this, but there's a Spotify playlist of all of these bands.
Oh, through Hale? Or
through Hale,
what's
yes.
the list?
Well, the list is all of the bands. Our marketing team has compiled a various amount of songs from them. And so you can go on Spotify and listen to all of these bands. And if you go on our website, there's QR links where you can get access to that.
Oh, that's very cool. So you've mentioned 3 at Home.
Yes.
I also see prioritized here on the flyer Molly Grace and Lee Wilson.
Well, Lee Wilson, I was just speaking about the DJ, but Molly Grace is this phenomenal act who, we did some searching, but Molly Grace will be our headline act for, let me turn my phone off. Molly Grace will be our headline act for Steam Kettle. And we're excited because this is a young, queer firecracker of an artist that when I saw the videos of her performance, I instantly brought it to the team and said, I think we need to bring her here. The spirit, the content, she's a very clever, unapologetic artist who's doing who is making some very big waves in the music world. So we might be able to catch her on her rise before she gets too famous to be interacting with us.
That's
I'm
cool.
excited about that.
But that's why they bring a person like you in. So before we get to some more of these performers, just a little bit about your background and what you know about the entertainment world, your experience in the music world, and you obviously love it. So what is it about you as a performer and a person who likes to kind of unite communities?
Well, I'm a big fan of art for social change. I studied applied theater in my undergrad years and education in my graduate years. And I'm known primarily as a performing artist. I do a specific type of community building theater called playback theater, where audience members tell true stories about their lives, and then a team of actors and musicians perform them on the spot, trying to honor the essence from the perspective of the teller. So my roots as an international performer were actually training music for that form of theater, but also as an actor and trainer. That has led me to have a lot of experiences with a lot of different musicians from all over the world. So I've tried to incorporate that into my mindset. So when Steam Kettle happened before I got here, it was mostly a folk fest. My vision for Steam Kettle was, well, what happens if we start diversifying the type of music that we can perform here? Ultimately, it would be great if one day we have this international music festival. This is the vision, and we have been diversifying the acts since then. So we mentioned Molly Grace and Lee Wilson, a DJ, 3 at Home, but we also have Amanda Shea in a snack pack, which is actually more of a poet who has a band backing her. We have some other groups like Portrait and Jazz, which you might, spoiler alert, it's a jazz band.
No, we've actually featured Portrait and Jazz as our
really?
Barrows Artist of the Month back in July, so we're very familiar with them and know their story, and we've shared it with our readers. So it's a good opportunity for you who have been following along our journey with Westwood Living and may have read about Portrait and Jazz in our July issue to now come check them out in person.
Yeah, they're an amazing group of people, and I'm looking forward. They actually performed at Steam Kettle last year, and it rained right at the end of their set, and so it got cut a little bit short. It stopped raining, and we brought back the acts. But it was important to honor the energy that they brought to the stage that they were on. And so when they filled out the application, it was a pretty much no-brainer to bring back Portrait and Jazz.
Let's talk about a couple more. You have Brothers McCann.
Yes, Brother McCann, that's new to me, but when I looked at their videos again, what I noticed was that they had a range of instruments that I didn't necessarily ever think to play myself, but the harmonies and the chemistry that the 3 of them had together was quite impressive. So I'm excited to see them on one of the stages. We also have Tokyo Trance, which is another fan favorite here at Hale. So they have like this interesting folk rock blend of music, but I mean, it's actually more about the artist than the music. For me, the style and the culture that they bring to the festival is impressive. So we're not just looking at who is the best musician out there in the world. It's who's going to provide the most cathartic, healing, exciting experience for the community
that fits into the culture.
Right.
That's what you're looking for.
Right.
I completely get it. The 2 we didn't talk about yet, Louder Than Milk and Tennille Janae.
Yes, Louder Than Milk is a fun band. They have performed. So in addition to Steam Kettle, we also do music in the bar nights. So Louder Than Milk has been a fan favorite at the Music in the Barns series, but also they're going to bring a bigger band. So I have a sense of what they've done on a smaller stage, but now they get a bit of a bigger stage to perform. So I'm looking forward to seeing them unpack. And Tennille Janae is new to me, but we have this R&B soul singer, which certainly her impact is significant. I was looking at her Spotify playlist, and one, plenty of hits, two, plenty of like soulful, thoughtful music, and this unapologetic style and sound that also feels very progressive. So I cannot be prouder of this lineup, and I guarantee that we're going to have a great event. And the event is only partially about the music. We're really trying to celebrate the arts. So we have art vendors as well. So there will be a number of tables where if you are into various types of arts and crafts, people will be selling them at the event. We have a food truck. We have a beer garden. We also have a kids play area because this is a family-friendly event. I mean, if it's something that you would like to do, this is the place to be.
Fantastic. It looks like it's a work in progress. It's absolutely phenomenal how it's grown. What lessons do you take from one year to the next? You mentioned rain, right? So
yes.
In the case where Mother Nature intervenes, what have you learned about that?
Yes, I think we were successful in dealing with the rain, but it was a thunderstorm and it was severe, and we succeeded. And we went into yurts and we played music, and it turned into an acoustical music festival briefly, which again goes back to the vision of Steam Kettle being Porch Fest in the woods, right? So we learned a lot about how to take care of that. We've also learned about hosting various stages. So I'm essentially managing 3 stages, but each stage has its own stage manager. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I'm running, but it certainly takes a community for all of these things to be successful. So the way that we communicate throughout the morning, afternoon, and evening, it's a long day, but an amazing day. We're a lot tighter around making sure that the audience is getting everything that they need and the bands are getting everything that they need.
Well, it's got to be very rewarding to see how successful it is, and very encouraging to see how much it's going to grow continually.
Absolutely.
Underneath your guidance and the work of your team. So I appreciate you running me through it. The details, once again, September 28th from 11:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. right here on the grounds of Hale Education. And to learn more information and to get your tickets, you should get your tickets, go to hale.education, and you can follow the links and sign yourself and the family up. And it sounds like there's something for everybody.
Yeah, I just want to say it's hale.education, not .edu. Sometimes people make that mistake, but it's spell out the whole word education. And if you put /events, it'll take you right to all things Steam Kettle, and you can get your tickets there and everything.
Congratulations. Good luck. Really
Thank
look
you.
forward to this event. That is Will C. He and his team have done a fantastic job preparing a great day for our community. So be sure to put it on your calendar, September 28th from 11:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And as always, as I wrap up all of these episodes, if there's somebody else you think I should have a conversation with, please reach out and send me an email. You can send it to tleyden@bestversionmedia.com. I will find that person. We'll sit down, record the conversation, and I will share that with you right here on the Westwood Living Podcast Network. But for now, from the conference room at Hale Education with Will C, I'm Tom Leyden saying so long and thanks so much for listening to the Westwood Living Podcast.